Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike. We are the premier business radio program in the area. I'm your host, Mike King. Appreciate you being here with us. So we're coming to you from the ESPN studios. This is the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1, The Choice 105.3, as well as International Business Growth Radio. We talked to the game changers out there. Hey, we left the light on and a friend of the family came back home. So that's what we do here. It's kind of like, we leave a light on and people circle back through. So Katie Lampman is here with us. And you were with us before when we did the nonprofit summit Oval. Many moons ago.
I was.
So you are with the YMCA. So I always say it's a business show. Wait, I got to give you the proper introduction. Oh, all right. So the YMCA is in the house.
Thank you.
I know, but the cast of thousands, we spared no expenses here on this program. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much.
All righty. So let us get the elevator pitch. Who are you and what do you do?
So I am Katie Lampman. I'm the executive director for the Tuckahoe YMCA. And our mission is to put Christian principles into practice through our programs that will help build a healthy mind, body, and spirit for all. We're open to everybody. So we are out in the community. Some people, we are a gym and a place to swim, but we're also out in the community strengthening every neighborhood that we have, the schools, just people that need it the most.
I think sometimes people forget that Christian part in there.
Right.
Until you said it, it had been a while. We just know it's the YMCA or the YWCA.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
It's just the Y. And it's like really cool when it's the Y. And like you said, but people see the Y for doing different things. Mm-hmm. But when you drop the Christian part in there about strengthening communities, that mm-hmm. says something.
It's amazing, the communities that come together. We're the hub of Tuckahoe. Each Y is the hub of their community, but just to see all the different religions that come in, all the different cultures that are in there, and it's a loving place. We're just open to everybody, and it's just a safe place for people to be.
How long have you been at the Tuckahoe Y?
Almost a year.
Okay. Where were you at before then?
I was with the American Heart Association.
Well, no, you were the development person there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it? What's the difference between going from an organization like that that's sort of specific mm-hmm. to the Y is just a little bit of everything? I went with my grandkids with the dancing with the lights off and the glow sticks. and you do all of those things and they come from something that's kind of rigid and this is who the Heart Association is.
Yeah. So I definitely don't feel like I go to work every day. I get up, I know that I'm going to make an impact in somebody's life. And usually it's way more than one person every day that we're able to do. And you go in the morning and it's the active older adults, our Aging Strong programs going on.
Well, that's like the way to say, what's it called? Aging Strong?
Yes.
Yeah,
and then, you've got the kids in Child Watch. Then after school, the kids come in and we've got the after school care going on. We've got all of our exercise classes. We have tutoring in schools. It's just so amazing from start to finish, from 5 a.m. till 9 p.m. at night, what we're doing every day and how the programs change throughout the day.
One of the things that people saw the Y, and we're smack dab in the middle of the pandemic, and all of a sudden the Y comes up with an idea that, okay, we can watch kids so parents can go to work.
Oh, yeah.
That was something, that you see the Y step up to help the community there, because that was something that people hadn't even thought of.
Right. It was an immediate way for us to pivot, open our doors and say, we can do this. We can help the community right now, which is, I think, what the Y does. They look at the exact needs of what's going on right now and in real time, and they pivot, adjust, and make sure that people are taken care of. So
what is something that you guys, so fundraising, you guys are always in that mode.
Right.
Let's talk about that and volunteers. I always talk about the whole volunteer part for nonprofits. That's a different world. Can you speak to that, what that means to you guys?
So we love volunteers. We have a huge support of volunteers that are actual members of RY, but we also we just partnered with CarMax Cares. They came out and helped us prep our whole property for camp. So summer camp starts Monday for us. The kids are out of school. Today's their last day. So camp starts next week and it'll run all summer long. We'll have about 200 kids each week at Tuckahoe on the property. So the CarMax Cares and a bunch of our volunteers from our board, we went out and cleaned the trails and put together more places for them to play and picnic tables and did a bunch of things like that. So we love our volunteers.
One of Mike Katie's here from the Tuckahoe YMCA. So do you guys work? I know there's one, we go to the one that's on right behind Aldi's.
Mm-hmm.
How close do you guys, how do you divvy up services so that you guys service certain communities?
Yeah. So there's 17 Ys in the greater Richmond.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So we each have our little area, you know, our area that we are able to impact. And some of us, when we're side by side, we try to, like, we'll have like a water class for MS patients. And then the Y right up the street does Parkinson's class for that. So we really do try to serve different community, you know, what the needs are, but, you know, that are close together. But each community is different. Tuckahoe, we have a ton of refugees and immigrants, as you know, in a corridor. So we have to serve them in a different way than we serve the other half of the community. So it's beautiful what we are able to do.
So on the mic, Mike Katie is here with us. We're coming to you from ESPN Studios. You were really new when we met the last time.
I don't know, maybe.
I think so. So let's talk about you coming to an organization post-COVID and what it seems like and feels like, and what are some of the things that you guys are looking at now saying, okay, we learned that from the COVID area, but now we really can do that because it makes sense.
Right. I think when I joined, so I've been at the Y almost a year, and it seems like I don't want to say coming out of the pandemic, but it's an exciting time because members and consumers have come back. They trust that they can come back and feel safe in our facilities. So we are back to like full capacity programs, everything that we offered prior to the pandemic. So that feels really good. I think what we've learned through the pandemic is that we're able to be flexible and adjust on the fly versus I think everybody did, right? Yeah. But I think the needs of the community changed quite a bit, and we know, we do need to support nutrition security. We do need to support the refugees in a different way. That's obviously a huge thing right now. And people just need they need mental health care. I mean, we need that. We need a place for people to come together and say, how do we support each other?
All righty, ma'am. I got one good question per show. This is it. What was the draw to nonprofit world?
That's an interesting one.
I know.
Me. So my background is college coaching. So I was a college coach and spent a lot of time in athletics. And then I jumped over to a youth nonprofit, a youth sports nonprofit.
Wait a second, what were you coaching?
Softball.
Okay. So let me ask you, so is it Oklahoma? So why are they so dominant?
They get the recruits. It's a great program. It's a great program. Just the coaching staff and what they're doing out there is phenomenal. But yeah, so when I jumped over to the nonprofit world in sports, I kind of fell in love with being able to serve people in a huge capacity. I went back into college coaching because I did miss the game, and then ultimately decided that I wanted a real purpose of getting up every day and serving in a nonprofit space. So,
what's the similarities between coaching and being the head honcho over at the Y?
I mean, you're constantly coaching, you're constantly mentoring.
You're coaching them up.
Oh yeah, constantly mentoring, reading people, really just trying to meet them where they are and give them a platform to fulfill their dreams, which is the same thing coaches do.
So let's explore on the coaching side, because both of them are talking about culture. How do you set the culture at no matter what organization? So when you came over to the Y, you bring the Katie culture of the history with you. How do you put your stamp on it?
So we just did this. So I took my full-time team and sat them down and said, we have to be really intentional about the culture, because if we don't think about it, we're still going to have a culture. So let's talk about it. What do we want? Okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like if we don't think about it, it's not going to be there. It's still there. Yeah. But we might not have control over what it is. So let's really be intentional and have a conversation about what we want people to feel when they come into the Y, our Y. What do they want? What do we want them to feel when they leave? Like, we want, what is their experience? So, and that was for part-time employees and our members and our community. And we built a strategic plan of what we wanted, and then how we were going to disseminate it through our part-time staff and make sure that it was through and through And so I let my full-time team really own it, and they've run with it. It's awesome. So again, that's the coaching thing. I like to coach people and let them take ownership and really empower them to do.
When you think back to what was the first real, I mean, you had good coaches, but then you had the one that was totally impactful. Where was that at, and who was that person?
It was my AAU coach, basketball coach. I played a lot of sports. I played travel basketball, travel softball, but my travel basketball coach in high school, he was a game changer for me. He impacted, the positive impact that he had, and influence that he had on me, and the work ethic he had he sends me a birthday card still to this day. So
did you know? Okay, so you can't come on a program and talk about without giving a shout out on the name. You want to give it?
No, that's all right.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, so did you know right away, or did it take time to realize the impact that they were going to have on you?
I think I knew right away, just his energy and the way he, his work ethic and what he demanded of people, but the way he was, built you up, it was what I wanted. And it took me a long time. I was, the coaches that I worked with, the head coach that I worked with first in college really impacted me probably the most as to how to get results and how to really coach people to the next level.
As a coach, that was the impact.
That was it.
So is the coach is more of you're a manager of people. So yes. It doesn't matter what you manage, whether it's business or coaching. Yeah. All righty. So we're going into summer right now. You said summer camp is starting next week.
It is.
What's it like when you see the kids and they come up for camping? Summer camp's a big deal.
It is because working parents have to have a place to take their kids. So,
and it's good when they don't mind. They want to go to camp. Yeah. It's one thing when you got to go to camp and you're like, oh man, we're going to this place.
It can be hot, long days, but the kids have so much fun. We just encouraged our staff on Monday mornings to go out and just listen to the rally, like the first part, their first gathering of kids, and how loud and excited they are. And it's just fun to see kids laughing and playing together and just being together after so long of being apart.
We didn't realize how much we needed people.
Yeah.
And because before, if Mike stepped off, it was because I had to step off the hamster wheel because I couldn't take it. I wasn't strong enough mentally. The whole world got sent home.
Right.
And all of a sudden we realized, wow, okay, so we have to find a moderation of what we had before. But man, we sure missed the interaction with people. So I got one question on the way out, and I asked you this. You clearly are the caregiver person. Who saves the caregiver, ma'am?
I am not sure. I think my cup is filled by helping others. So I think that the people that tend to lean into the nonprofit world probably have that same experience. So, but we take care of each other. You look at the people that we're doing the work with and beside, and we know that we're on the same mission and path. And so we just take care of each other as we go along.
And you, as the leader at the Y, how do you take care of your people? Because everyone has shortages. Everyone needs more people. How do you not work the people that you have till the arms and legs fall off?
That was probably the biggest challenge when I first came in because people were so burned out. But we are working on staffing daily. But it's the shout outs. It's the at random acts of kindness. It's I call it forced family fun, where I get them out of the Y and we go do stuff together.
I like that forced family fun.
Yeah. So we get to do stuff together outside of the Y. It's a lot of praise, public praise, and just behind the scenes, showing gratitude to them every single day for everything that they're doing, and being present and jumping in and saying, go take a break so I can do what you're doing. And it's nice to have that ability.
And that does help because it's not about the money. People in the nonprofit world they ain't there for the money.
No. We raise a lot of money to try to help other people, but it's
the
not
people who are actually working there.
And we tell them that, when people come, we say, you're not coming here to make $1 million or just to get a paycheck. You're coming in here to change people's lives.
And you can see that with what's the feeling when you see that the light bulb went on and a change was made?
It's just a beautiful thing because you see the member or the person that they're helping and the person that's helping them or the volunteer that's helping them. It all comes full circle. It's just a really joyful moment. It's like spreading love and joy, and it just replicates everywhere.
There you go. On the mic with Mike. Katie, is there one last time? How can people find you out there?
At the Tuckahoe Family YMCA. Come join us. We're open to all and we'd love to see you.
And social media platform.
On Facebook, Tuckahoe Family YMCA.
All righty. On the mic with Mike, we bring you the best and the brightest. That's what we say. So we're here coming to you live from ESPN Richmond 106.1 every day from 5 to 7. The Choice 105.3. We bring the game changers to you, people out there making a difference. So make sure we go ahead and take care of each other. On the mic with Mike, ESPN Richmond. We'll talk to you soon.